Let's now go to Willowick, Ohio. Good morning, Lance.
Good morning. As I'm listening to the conversation about all of the political issues, I'm struck and continually disappointed by how so many of the American people seem to change their views based on not a whole lot of fact, but more upon emotion or sound bites or something. I don't know what it is, and I'm wondering if the panel can comment. And a couple of examples. One is, my recollection, if I'm wrong, correct me, please, is that Barack Obama and his administration wanted actually quite a larger stimulus package, but in order to get something through, had to compromise with conservatives in both parties who refused to go along with it. And even despite the fact that many economists said that for a stimulus package to work, it had to be substantially larger. That's just one example. And I just don't quite understand the disconnect between what actually transpires and then when it comes time to vote, there seems to be a disconnect in people's thinking or attentiveness or something. I'm wondering if you can comment on that.
Jackie.
Well, I sympathize completely with the caller. I was thinking much along those lines yesterday as I was looking at the results from the Wall Street Journal NBC News poll, which when I previously worked for the Wall Street Journal, I was privileged to help with over the years. Polls are snapshots in time, and which is why they're constantly changing. But in that poll, just going to the caller's point, I mentioned earlier that on issues like the economy, taxes, deficit reduction, the Democrats have lost the advantage they've had for the past few years over Republicans in who the voters see are best able to handle those issues. However, the same poll and other polls will show you that the public still blames Republicans for the shape of the economy we're in now, or for the reason we got into a financial crisis in the first place. They more blame Republicans. They more blame former President George W. Bush. So you have, they're blaming the one party, but now they're saying that same party is better able to handle the problems we have as a result. So it's hard to reconcile, it seems superficially, but that's the way it is. Also, for as much of an advantage as Republicans have in this election, the Journal NBC poll shows the Republican Party's approval rating is at the lowest in the history of the Wall Street Journal NBC News poll. It's in the 20s, which is lower than the Democratic Party. And yet, the Republicans have great reason to be confident of the results in this election year.
Because they're the alternative party. And in November, if you could have perhaps a third party or a fourth party on the ballot in every race around the country to choose Congress, there would probably be a record number of votes for that third party, that fourth party, those independent candidates. And in some states, we will see that. We will see that in Colorado, the voters will have a third party option for the Senate, who is probably better known for many people in Colorado than either the Democrat or the Republican nominee for the Senate. And we will see more energy, I think, going forward on the left and on the right to try to put together parties. But for the moment, for 2010, the ballot people are going to see, in most places you're going to be asked, are you happy?
Yeah.
Check Democrat.
Yeah.
If you aren't happy, you're going to have one choice.
But isn't the drumbeat from the right louder than the support from the left, John King?
At the moment, yes. The drumbeat is louder, and the intensity at the grassroots level is louder as the Republicans see, A, an opportunity to rebound as a party, B, an opportunity to stand up to what they believe is a too liberal Democratic/Obama agenda. Lance, Robert Gibbs could use your help dealing with the professional left in the sense that this is one of the complaints. Why isn't the president doing more to spur job growth? And the White House can rightly argue. We had some conservative Democrats, and to get 3 Republican votes in the Senate on the stimulus bill, we had to scale it back. So Lance is exactly right. However, the voters are making their decisions on the bigger issues and on the bigger feeling, their perceptions about the economy. If the Democrats can make it about this specific vote or that specific vote, they can probably help themselves in a few races here and there. But the broader dynamic is about near 10% unemployment and a funk.
Thanks for calling, Lance. Now